and welcome to HW News. The country is today facing a pandemic. Close to 1.7 lakh people in the country have been affected due to coronavirus, whereas more than 4,000 have died so far. While the country deals with the health crisis, the Modi government too completed a year in power. Last year on this day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the cabinet ministers took oath of the office. There were many new faces, but some old guards were also retained, although their ministries were shuffled. The major introduction to Modi cabinet was Amit Shah. Amit Shah till then was the BJP President, and as a president he ensured that the party wins most of the elections. As a reward of his work, he was given the Home Ministry. This is the second powerful ministry in Prime Minister Modi's cabinet. Last 1 year was filled with controversy and many hits and misses. Well, the party has spoken about its hits, so we have decided to talk about the misses. Let us first talk about economy. Boosting the Indian economy has been a major concern in the past 1 year. Right after Prime Minister Modi won the mandate, it faced a huge challenge of a slowing economy. After initial denial, the government finally agreed that there was an economic slowdown in the country. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman then also met people from various sectors to address their issues. But nothing seems to have worked out as the slowing economy and now the lockdown induced by the coronavirus pandemic has sent Indian economy on a downward spiral. Gross domestic product growth slowed to 5.2% in April-June quarter last year. The GDP growth continuing to slide further to 4.4% in July-September quarter and 4.1% in October to December quarter. Now, as per the latest data, the GDP growth for January to March quarter this year is being pegged at 3.1%. The yearly GDP growth is 4.2%, which is 11-year low. Private consumption, investment went down. Services, manufacturing sector remained the most affected. The lockdown came as a deadly blow. The finance minister tried to assuage the fears and boost the economy with the 20 lakh crore package announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but that doesn't seem to have excited the market very much. All in all, it was a very disastrous year for Indian economy, but real fear is what is coming next. Employment. In the first Modi government, it was promised that every year 2 crore jobs would be generated. While the government so far hasn't exclusively told us how many jobs have been created, the agencies monitoring Indian economy say that unemployment in India has risen. Just a day after Prime Minister Modi took oath, the Labour Ministry confirmed a leaked report that unemployment in India has touched a 45-year high. It confirmed that the unemployment rate in 2017-18 was 6.1%. According to latest CMIE report, India's unemployment rate rose to 24.3% in the week ended May 24th, which is slightly more than the figure recorded in the previous week. The latest rate is higher than the average unemployment rate of 24.2% reported in the past 8 weeks. As on May 25, India's average unemployment stood at 24.5%, whereas the urban employment was at 26.3% and rural unemployment was at 23.7%. The lockdown further worsened the crisis. 121.5 million Indians were out of jobs in April as per Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. This consisted of 91.3 million including daily wages, and those working with small traders were out of jobs in April, followed by 18.2 million employment loss of entrepreneurs and 17.8 million among the salaried class. With mass migration of migrant workers back to their hometowns, the number might go up. The CAA protest. The government claims passing of Citizenship Amendment Act is its biggest achievement. But the government wasn't able to control the situation post-passing of the bill. The controversial act spurred many spontaneous protests which started mainly in Assam, but later on it spread to different parts of the country. This was probably for the first time since Anna Andolan that citizens came out on the streets to protest in such a large number. Marches, protests were organized in Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kerala, Chennai, etc. Now, after the incident on 15th of December, where students of Jamia Millia Islamia University in Delhi were attacked and police was accused of excess of power. Students also joined this protest. Protest sparked in several prominent universities across India. From IIT, IIM to even Ivy League college students staged a protest in solidarity. The highlight of CAA protest was the protest at Shaheen Bagh. Here, the local women started protesting against the CAA, NRC and NPR, and for almost 3 months, the protest went on. Shaheen Bagh became a symbol that also inspired many other similar protests in different parts of the country. But during this entire period, the high-handedness of Delhi police, which comes under Home Minister Amit Shah, was criticized the most. Let's talk about Delhi violence and hate speeches by BJP leaders. Now, during the Delhi elections, BJP leaders including Cabinet Minister Anurag Thakur and state leaders like Kapil Mishra made several provocative statements against those who were protesting CAA. Slogans like "Desh ke gaddaron ko goli maro salo ko" were shouted by none other than these BJP leaders. On 23rd February, Kapil Mishra made a provocative statement, post which the riots broke out in Delhi. Now, riots were taking place on such a large scale in the country's capital 36 years after the 1984 Sikh riots. Violence continued for 3 days. In many photographs, the Delhi police, which comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs, was seen throwing stones with the rioters. More than 50 people died in this violence. When the violence erupted in Delhi, US President Donald Trump was visiting India, and in the international media, the Modi government was criticized for not controlling the riots in time. Remarkably, neither the government rebuked its minister nor the party disqualified its leader over hate speech. Let's talk about press freedom. India's ranking in the World Press Freedom Index is 142. It has been falling continuously for the last 3 years. In 2019, it was 140, and in 2018, it was 138. Recently, on 11th of May, a journalist from Gujarat, Dhaval Patel, has been jailed and charged with treason. He wrote in an article on 7th May that Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani may lose his post due to not being able to prevent coronavirus pandemic in his state. But not only this, many journalists face sedition cases or legal action against them for reporting stories in the last year. UP journalist Pawan Jaiswal, who exposed the midday meal reality in Mirzapur of Uttar Pradesh, an FIR was filed against him. Many journalists in Kashmir also faced legal actions. Let's talk about the migrant crisis. The sudden lockdown announced prompted migrant crisis in India. After the lockdown was announced in March by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, several migrant workers were stranded in the city. With no job in hand, the money they had fast depleted, and this started the migrant exodus from the cities. Migrant workers, even 2 months later, are trying to reach to their hometowns. Initially, the government did not pay much attention to the issue. With no public transport available, some migrant workers started walking in scorching heat, some on private vehicles, some stacked in trucks, DCMs, etc. From May 1st, the government started Shramik special trains, but in the trains too, 80 migrant workers have lost their lives. Many lost their lives due to hunger. Many migrant workers lost their lives of exhaustion after walking hundreds of kilometers, while some were killed in road accidents. The most gruesome of the incident happened in Aurangabad, where migrant workers who fell asleep near railway tracks after walking were moved down by a train. The scattered clothes, broken slipper, and rotis on the track showed the gravity of the situation. It has been 2 months now, but still migrant workers are leaving the cities. Now, would the government at least be successful in handling the coronavirus pandemic? At a time when India is planning to introduce relaxation in the lockdown, the cases are continuously rising. For almost 1 week now, the cases have constantly been above 6,000. Today, India recorded highest case count in 24 hours. But the government says recoveries have also increased. Well, what do you think about the Modi 2.0? Tell us in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.
हमारे घरों में भी बच्चे होते हैं जो हमसे प्यार दुलार की आस करते हैं।
हमारा भी जीवन साथी है जिसको हमारे ड्यूटी से घर आने का इंतजार होता है।
हमारे घर में भी एक बूढ़ी माँ है जिनके लिए आज भी हम ही आंखों के तारे हैं।
लेकिन हम हमारे घरों में नहीं हैं। आपकी सुरक्षा में कोई कसर न रहे, इसलिए हम अपने प्रियजनों से दूर हैं।
हम में से ही कुछ तो अब इतने दूर जा चुके हैं कि वो वापस अपने घरों को लौट भी नहीं पाएंगे।
हमें गर्व है कि हमारे कंधों पे मुंबई शहर के नागरिकों की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी है। हमारे जज्बे और बलिदान को व्यर्थ न जाने दे। इस संकट के समय में आप घर पे रहे, सुरक्षित रहे।
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.